Lovely jubbly. Right, well, welcome back to Justice Empire's Home Cinema Video Basics. Home Cinema Basics series of that one. So in a previous video, obviously we talked about what components that we needed, and so now we need to work out how to put them all together to get it up and running. But before we can do that, we need to talk about cables. Obviously we can't connect our equipment together without cables. First and foremost, cable quality does matter. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. It does matter, whether that's a speaker cable or HDMI cable or audio cable. It does make a difference. To put that into perspective, you wouldn't go and buy a Ferrari and then run it on budget ties. So it's the same for your home cinema. If you're going to invest in a good home cinema, you probably want to invest in some decent cables as well. So first things first, speaker cables. I've got one here just to show you. Again, there's huge variations in quality of the speaker cable, but basically it is a 2-core cable. As you can see, I've just peeled off the ends there. You'll notice as well that they are labelled. One of the cores will be labelled with a line, like this one's got a little orange line on it, or a ridge, or some text, and that will happen all the way down the cable. Can you see it there? All the way down the cable, all the way to the other end, so you know which end is which, and it's very important you don't get those mixed up. So you need each one of your 5 main speakers is going to need their own cable going back to the amplifier, and so you might be asking yourself, well, the 5, I thought you said 5.1. What about the subwoofer? Well, that is a different type of cable depending on your subwoofer. You're probably going to want an audio cable, and this is what an audio cable looks like. I'm sure you've all seen one. It is also a 2-core cable, but you know it's an audio cable because it has these RCA connectors at the end. And if you really want to know, RCA stands for Radio Corporation of America, and that's what they're called. Now for your subwoofer, you're only going to need 1 core, so you can use either the whites or the reds, doesn't matter as long as it's the same each end. Obviously you're going to need 1 going to your subwoofer. Oh, don't put a knot in it, that's not very good. And you're going to need 1 going to your amplifier, and you only need 1. So you might be able to find, for example, some specialist subwoofer cables just have 1 and they're thin. And obviously if it's your subwoofer's on the other side of the room, you're probably going to want a long one as well. So again, you know, you don't really want to skimp on the quality of your cables there. The last type of cable that we're going to need for our example is an HDMI cable. High definition multimedia interface, if you really want to know, but it's called an HDMI cable, and there's lots of different variations of it. It came in 2002 to replace SCART cables. It's a digital cable, and it carries digital signal, but again, quality makes a difference. You'll notice. I'll go into HDMIs and all the other. Yeah, it's a very long topic, HDMIs. So I'll go into that in another video. There's also other types of cables, which can be found in the home cinema. Optical cables, for example, Ethernet cables. So yeah, but just for our example, there's the 3 type of cables that we need: speaker cables, audio cables, and a couple of HDMI cables. So now that we know what cables we need, let's work out where they go. But guess what? Next video. So like, comment, subscribe, and when you want to know how to connect everything up, now we know which cables we need, come check the next video. Until then, if you need me, I'm here. Don't get stuck. We'll sort it out.